And with us today, we have a very special guest. He's a defensive end for your John Carroll Blue Streaks, part of the Men of Mayhem up front. Had 2 sacks against Washington and Jefferson. Here is junior defensive end Ross Valenti. Ross, thanks so much for joining us. How's it going today?
It's going well. I appreciate you having me on, and excited to get it.
Very good. So we're going to start you off just asking you a little bit about your high school career. You played at Mount Carmel in Illinois. You played for former Heisman finalist Jordan Lynch as your high school head coach. So, what kind of influence did he and your high school career as a whole have on, the type of player that you are right now?
He definitely had a big impact, because my previous 3 years in high school, we were led by one of the legends of Illinois, Frank Valenti. So he was most wins ever in NFL or in Illinois head coach in high school. And then, he was much more of a traditional, old school guy. And then my senior year, we ended up bringing Jordan Lynch in, and he kind of revamped the whole program, to the new style of, what we currently are used to, the spread, and, brought a little swagger to the team. And I think that's why I think he was a great coach, and he's a new addition, and, ended up winning state championship after the year that I was there. So, it's working well for him. And especially having someone experienced like that, Heisman contender. I mean, he was with the Bears, and it's definitely cool to have someone like that with that experience to be your coach. Absolutely.
So now getting into where you are right now playing for the Blue Streaks, you did have some success in the spring 2021 season. You were named to the D3Football.com Team of the Week. You had a great Week 1 performance against Baldwin Wallace. Just how different and unique was that 2020-21 season for you and the entire team?
I think it was definitely a test, going through COVID and not being here in the fall and not being with the team in the fall. It was kind of hard at first because, you're not with the guys. And then, but we knew what we had to do coming in. We knew what we had to prove no matter what the circumstances was due to COVID or whatever. We just had to do what we had to do and go to work. And it was definitely a good experience for my first time playing because I didn't get to play freshman year. And, it was well. And now we're just trying to keep building that from spring.
And so the Men of Mayhem, you being a part of them, being on that defensive line, they've been dominating these opposing offensive lines for years. And you guys definitely showed that for this year in Week 1. You guys had 3 sacks against the presidents of Washington and Jefferson. Is there any pressure that you guys have on, carrying that legacy that the Men of Mayhem have?
Most definitely. You see all the guys that come before you, and what they did to the program and what they made to the name of Men of Mayhem. And we always preach about every week, to continue that legacy that Men of Mayhem has on the defense. And also you just learned from my freshman year. You had Cal and a bunch of guys that were very good, and I just watched them and took after them. And it's just we have to keep the standards high always.
For sure. And I've seen you listed both as a linebacker and a defensive end. Do you see yourself as one or the other? And if so, why?
That's actually a good question. I probably see myself as more so a rusher now, but we do have plays, where I drop back, but I'm able to play both. So I'm comfortable with being, rushing the quarterback or dropping back. So it's whatever the coaches want me to do during the game plan, whatever team we play, however they run their style of offense, whatever I have to do to stop them, I'm able to do it. So,
yeah. So that's kind of more that edge spot. You're not just a defensive end. You're not just a linebacker. And, we've seen you flying around all over the field. So in terms of the rushing and the pass coverage, you say that you're more of a rusher now. Do you still get work in terms of coverage on the passes?
Oh yeah. We work every day, every practice. There's specific calls that that we have to do that will take us in the coverage area. So, you just got to know both got to do both. So it's not too confusing, but I'm definitely more so of wanting to rush a passer more because it's definitely funner.
Awesome. And speaking of rushing the passer, are there any professionals, DNs, linebackers, edges, you try to model your game after? And if so, who might those guys be?
I know you might not be happy with this one, but I'd say it's TJ Watt from the Steelers. So he's definitely what I look like, my prototype, because he's lengthy. He's not like super big like those other DNs. Like I'm kind of a lengthy person. Like I'm not really like as big as the other guys are. So I picture myself as him because he drops back also, but not like as much. But he still has picks, and I think I like him because he's so versatile within that defense, and I think that's what I try to resemble my play as.
Well, I'd say you're definitely on the right track in terms of that. We saw he got his due, the big contract
for sure
extension. So, definitely a good player to emulate in terms of your play. So, how's the prep in terms of this week's game been going? You guys, it's coming off of a tough loss, and then you have the early bye week, and then now you're prepping for that week 2 matchup against Otterbein coming up here. So, how's the prep been going this week?
The prep's been going great. Coach Fanati's been preaching. We just got to keep working. Week 1's over with. We got to get that past our head, and now we start OAC play. So we just got to get ready to bring it. And everyone's anxious to play. It's been it's been 2 weeks since we have had our first game, and we're just ready to go out and show the OAC that what we're about.
And building on that, you really want to establish your guys' identity as one of the top teams in the OAC. What are your goals for this season, if any, in terms of both yourself and team goals as well?
Team goals, I would say first is to win the OAC. Now we're starting conference play, so we just got to take it to the next level. And we all have those goals of winning the Stag Bowl and all that. But I would say week by week we want to go 1-0, like Coach Fanati preaches, day in and day out. And then for personally, I just want to make an effect on the team as much as I can. Whenever I go on the field, I look at all the other guys that I'm lining up next to and just like, I got to do my job. And, the rest will work out for itself, all the accolades, and I'm not really worried about that. So it'll come, but I just got to just do my job and be a good teammate, and then the rest will all fall in place.
And building on you working with the guys right next to you, how's that chemistry with yourself and the rest of your teammates on that defensive line, and also the defensive coaching staff as well?
I would say defensive line might be the closest group on the defense. We are the closest group by far, I think. So, it's a joy to go out to practice every day with those guys. Like, we've gone through camp together, all the hard times, lifting, running in the winter, and over those times where I'm seeing them 7 days a week almost, and it's just like you build such a close bond with them. And then the coaches also, I'm a junior now, so I've had 3 years of experience with the coaches, and it's been nothing but just great times and great memories with them, and we're hopefully continuing to build that.
And that answer right there does a great job of leading into my next question. What's your favorite JCU football memory so far?
I'd probably have to say Baldwin Wallace last year, because that was our first game, and we went through like a rigorous fall camp, or winter camp, you could say, going to practice in January. It was freezing, waking up at 6 a.m. and we practiced about like 30 times before I think our first game or something crazy. And it was just nice too, because we know the rivalry between us and Baldwin Wallace playing for the Rock. So and it was going to be our eighth consecutive one that we won. So having to win that, and just as our first game back after COVID happened, it was just awesome to be celebrating with all the guys.
That was a great night in March for sure. Ross Valenti is our guest here on the Week 2 edition of the John Carroll Football Preview Show. Now we're going to go a bit off the football field. So at the moment, if you have any right now, what are your plans after you graduate here from John Carroll?
So my plans are, after I graduate, hopefully, is I would like to go to New York City. So I'd want to be an investment banker. So that's one of my goals. I have family out there too also. So, going out there, I won't just be alone. So it's always, New York has always kind of had my eye, because I've always visited, because I've had family out there. So the financial district is what I would like to get into.
There's definitely a great business school here, that Boulder School of Business.
For sure.
How about now, what do you enjoy doing when you're not on the gridiron?
I would say just relaxing with my friends, now that I'm in school. So I got to take, that's the first priority is getting my schoolwork. But I just love, hanging out with I'm very close with my family, very family oriented. I love to just, go work out, have fun. I'm a big outdoors guy too, so, going on hikes with my buddies and just exploring is what I like.
That's very good to hear. So now, as we're starting to wrap up this interview here, I do want to thank you again for taking the time to join us. We're going to do a little bit of rapid fire. Now, you're not going to be timed or anything, but just going to be a lot of quick questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, awesome. All right, Ross, first, favorite food?
I would have to go tacos, steak tacos.
Oh, those sound really good. How about your favorite show?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, very cool. Favorite movie?
Goodfellas. I'm an Italian movie guy, so I like Goodfellas.
There you go. Favorite musician?
I'd have to go with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Awesome. Favorite book?
I would have to go with, currently I just finished reading it, Stephen King, The Institute. It's a pretty good one, so that was one of my favorite ones.
How about your favorite current NFL player?
I'd have to go Khalil Mack since he's on the Bears, because I'm a Bears fan, so I got to go with Mack.
Sticking with the edge,
yeah,
makes sense.
For sure.
Edge rushing. How about your favorite all-time player?
I would go Tom Brady. I know he's not on the other side, but it's just I gotta watch. He's just amazing to watch, and what he's done playing in the NFL forever. So it's like he's probably one of my favorite to ever watch.
So I know he's one of your favorites, but is he a quarterback that you'd want to get a sack on?
Oh, 100%, 100%. He's the GOAT in my opinion. So it would be awesome.
Definitely not an easy task. Last one for the rapid fire. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be?
I would say make sure all my family's good with, have them wherever they want to do, whatever that. I would have that. I would get, I would definitely want a big house, and then I would like to have just a successful family. That's what I would like.
Well, very good, Ross. That's very nice, and that's going to just about do it here for our interview here on the John Carroll Football Preview Show. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us, and best of luck this week.
Thank you, Logan. I appreciate it, and let's go get them Saturday.